They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Many countries have different variations on this meal. Today, I'm exploring American-style breakfast and Mexican-style. But not only that, I will also be making my style, which I cannot wait to see which one is gonna come out on top. So let's begin. We're gonna start off with the classic American-style breakfast. There are several different ways, but I think most people would agree that this is very popular, especially when you combine all of these ingredients together. It is delicious. First off, we're gonna start with the bacon. The best way I know how is to cook them in the oven, and to do so it's quite simple. Get yourself a good quality bacon. Keep in mind of one thing. It already has a good amount of fat, so choosing ones that have the most amount of meat is the key. Then I like to place them down on a cooling rack, and into the oven they go at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It will take anywhere between 20 minutes to 30. It all depends on how crispy you want them to be. In the end, you are left with bacon. It does not get any easier than that. Next up is hash browns, and mine are quite different than the ones you've seen before. That's because I like mine super crispy. Now I've learned this technique from the restaurants in Miami, and here's how to do it. These are the types of potatoes I like. They're called russet potatoes. They're nice and big, and it's just perfect for it. First thing to do is to go ahead and peel them. Once that's done, I like to grate them by hand. It will give me exact control to make sure all of them are perfect. As you can see, once I was done, I was left with a good pile. Next up is to immediately throw them in water. Now this step is quite crucial, and that is to remove all of the moisture as much as possible. You see, I'm going for an extra crispy texture. In the end, take a look. Almost bone dry. Like this, it will crispen up beautifully. Talking about that, next thing to do is to go ahead and cook them. So I went ahead and throw some oil on the pan, added a good amount of the potatoes in there, squeeze them down nice and flat, and let them cook under medium heat. Once the edges starts turning golden brown, that's when you know it's time to flip, and immediately go to low heat. You see, the key is to cook them nice and slow and dehydrate them as much as possible. It will make them extremely crunchy. That is what I was going for. I mean, take a look at these crispy edges. It's going to be marvelous. And we can't have American breakfast without pancakes. First up, the batter. Into a bowl I threw in all-purpose flour, followed by sugar, 1 egg, baking soda and baking powder mix, and milk. Mix everything well until it's fully combined. In the end, you should be left with this consistency. Next up is to cook them nice and slow, especially if you want them perfectly fluffy. Once you see bubbles rising to the top, you know it's time to flip. Just make sure to make enough, because these things are delicious, especially when you add butter and drizzle them with maple syrup. If you don't think that that's delicious, you should seek some help. To finish it up, scrambled eggs. These are absolutely delicious, and most importantly, super simple to make. First up is to whisk them really good. Then I season them immediately. Now if you want to get them super creamy and tasty, you gotta cook them on some butter. Once the butter is fully melted, I immediately threw in my egg mixture. The key to have nice fluffy eggs is to cook them slowly. Keep mixing them as much as necessary, and make sure not to overcook it, because in the end, I was left with this delicious scrambled eggs. As now we assemble. First the pancakes, followed by that wonderful fluffy eggs, extremely crispy and crunchy hash browns, and let's not forget about the bacon. To keep it healthy, we go ahead and add some green chives. This is my version of American-style breakfast. Absolutely delicious, easy to make, and just what I like to call a 10 out of 10 will highly recommend. The question is, can it beat a Mexican style? Well, we're about to find out right now, because this is called huevos rancheros, and it will give the American-style breakfast a run for its money. At the same time, it is easy to make, and here's my take on it. First up, we gotta char up the veggies. As you can see, I'm only using tomatoes and jalapenos. Into a pan, I throw in some oil and immediately threw in the veggies. You wanna get a nice char on them. There are several different methods to do so, but in the morning, you wanna go nice and easy. Getting this done in a pan is the easiest way to do it, and in the end, you are left with good results. Next up, refried beans. Might sound complicated, but trust me, it's not. First up is to choose the beans. At least to me, pinto beans are my favorite. They are delicious, widely available, and you don't have to cook them from scratch. So into a pan, I threw in some bacon fat. Then I immediately threw in my beans. Using a smasher, I went to town. We want to crush them up as much as possible, as the next thing to do is to add some chipotle peppers. Just make sure you chop it up real fine, because once that was added, I went ahead and added some salt, followed by black pepper, and mixed everything well. Taste it for seasoning though, adjust as needed, because that is how easy it is to make the beans. Next up is chorizo. Oh, this one brings in a lot of flavor. You can literally find on your supermarket. Just look for one that has a nice pronounced color like this. So into a pan, I threw in all of my chorizo. You want to cook them under medium-high heat. As soon as they start changing color on you, throw in some onions, followed by some jalapenos. Mix everything well and combine these ingredients, because the next thing we gotta add is some extra flavor. And this paste is super simple to make. Into a pesto and mortar, I threw in some garlic, crushed it really good, followed by the tomatoes we made in the beginning. I don't know if it's just me, but by crushing them in the pesto and mortar, it makes them better. It releases some of the oils that you can't get in a food processor. To finish it up, I season them with salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper, and that's it. Adding this to my chorizo is gonna be fantastic. Talking about that, the only thing left to do is to mix everything well, and they are now done. I'm telling you folks, even though this is super simple and easy to make, the one thing it does not lack is flavor. Next up is to fry up some eggs. Into my egg pan, I threw in some avocado oil. Break them in there and cook them under medium heat. The key for me, at least, to have perfect eggs is not to overcook them. I like that runny yolk. The final step of cooking is to cook up some tortilla. Whether you like flour or corn, it does not matter, because now the only thing left to do is to assemble. First, I spread a good amount of my beans on the tortilla, followed by my perfectly cooked sunny side up egg, then a generous amount of chorizo right on top, those charred up jalapenos we made in the beginning, a good amount of cotija cheese, and to finish it off, some cilantro. Now this is my take on huevos rancheros, and I'll tell you one thing, if you've never had this, you don't know what you're missing. And as you saw it there, it is easy to make, and quite frankly, a lot faster than the American version. Now the question is, which one is better? Well, we're about to find out real shortly, because to make this breakfast even more memorable, I went ahead and did my version. These are simple steak, eggs, and potatoes, but the way I made them is quite interesting. First, I chose a steak. For that, I went with New York strip. I seasoned it with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Then I let it sit so my salt can penetrate deeply in there. As now, I wanted to tech my potatoes. For this one, I chose Yukon Gold. The key here is to cut them the same size so that they cook evenly. Nice little cubes like this was the way to go. And then into a tray they went. I sprayed them with some Wagyu fat, followed by salt, freshly ground black pepper, and Guga's rub. Mixed everything well and threw them in the oven. I baked them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until they were nicely golden brown. Now everything goes into a bowl. I went ahead and chopped up some bacon that was left from the American version, threw them in there, and now we got bacon and potatoes. Next up was to make the eggs, and I wanted to do something different. As you can see, this one is super thin. So after whisking up my eggs on a bowl, I went ahead and cooked them under low heat on a wok, getting the edges cooked little by little. This takes time and patience, but it will pay off on a presentation in the end. As you can see, once I was done, they are now paper thin. And the only thing left to do was to go ahead and cook my steak. Outside I went and started to sear. Here's the key whenever I'm cooking any type of steak. I like to use a cold grade technique. And what that means is to make sure that I get no grill marks. This will give me a nice golden brown color, which is what I was looking for. Right when I'm towards the end, I just flip them in place many times. And I'm doing so to perfume the steak with a charcoal flavor. Trust me when I tell you this, it will give an incredible amount of charcoal flavor on your steak if you do this towards the end. Because once I was done, take a look. Perfectly grilled steak. And as I slice, oh yes, exactly what I was looking for. To finish it up is the assembly. So first I got my egg, followed by my beautiful steak. We can't forget about that harsh brown right on top. Then I closed everything up, and if I was serving this to a guest, I would just make an X pattern like this and let them open by themselves. Because come on now, this is what I like to call the breakfast of champions, and it will please everyone. The question is, how will it stack up against American-style breakfast and Mexican-style breakfast? Well, we're about to find out right now. Because now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to eat. So let's do it. All right, everybody. Here we got our beautiful breakfast today, gentlemen. Wow, this guy's still sleeping, everybody.
It's too early for this, man.
It's too early and you're already sweating.
Definitely.
We have three things going on over here. I want your honest opinion. Just tell me like it is. American breakfast, you guys can tell?
Like Mexican?
Damn right. And?
I don't know. Steak.
Guga special. So let's try this out, okay?
Okay.
So what is your favorite part of an American breakfast, Angel?
Pancakes?
Pancakes.
I guess
you
so.
like a sweet. Okay, I see.
got a little
I
pancake.
gave you a little bit of everything. So I want you guys to notice one thing here real quick. Pay attention to my harsh browns. Check them out because I like mine nice and thin, almost like potato crisps, everybody. I know that it's not very traditional, but I have been to several restaurants and they serve it this way, and I just love it. Check out the crunchiness.
Come on now.
McDonald's ain't got nothing on that.
No, come on now. McDonald's wish they could make it like that, everybody. Try it. Huh? Is that crispy or what? Is that like
That's
crispy?
nice.
It's like crispy, crunchy hash browns, everybody.
That's like what a hash brown should taste like, I feel like, right?
I think I like this one more actually because the ones at McDonald's, sometimes they taste like greasy.
Yes.
But because this is so thin, it's just crispy and delicious.
Nice, crispy. Also, it's less calories because it's not that thick and not so much potatoes. You know what I mean?
We on a diet.
My favorite part of a breakfast is always the pancakes. I'm Canadian, so I love to drench my pancakes in maple syrup.
Mine is definitely 100% the protein. I'm talking about bacon and eggs, everybody.
Breakfast heaven.
It just hits different,
Oh,
everybody.
those eggs though.
So good. So good. Don't finish, especially you, because you have limited amount of space in your belly. I know.
Not today.
Yes.
I just woke up.
Let's go ahead and try the Mexican version, okay? So this is my take on huevos rancheros. Shout out to my good brother Oscar. This is 100% his recipe from La Capital. I'll tell you one thing, everybody. If you've never experienced this, you owe yourself to give this a go. So this is like a taco, all right? You eat it like a taco if you want, or you can eat it the American version.
Dude, look at that gooey egg,
You
bro.
can cut it.
We're about to get real messy up in here,
Oh
everybody.
no, I regret saying that to Leo. Oh boy.
Oh boy, I'm about to mess this table up. Real
Where's your
real
heart?
nice.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
wow, wow,
Wow.
wow.
They got some beans in there too.
Yes, sirree.
Dude, that is yummy.
It covers every single flavor base that you could have. It's savory, rich, a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. This is fantastic. Love, love, love this.
Finger licking good.
It's flavorful. When you mix everything together, it's just a harmony of flavors in your mouth. Incredible. Lastly, we got the Guga Special. Oof. Now this one is as Guga as it gets, everybody. Potatoes, eggs, steak, everybody. That's it right there.
That's what we like to call the usual.
Yes,
Guga, I gotta say, this is the nicest presentation I've ever seen the Guga Special in.
I agree. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, that's not even fair.
No, that's amazing, everybody.
Is it just me or do you guys feel a little bit weird eating a steak this early?
I know. It's the way to wake up, everybody. Have steak in the morning. Let's go.
This tastes like a badass breakfast right here. I love the steak, bold, beefy flavor right in your face, surrounded by that nice soft egg. Plus you have that nice and delicious potato. And the best part, a little bit of bite from that bacon. It combines into an overall super delicious and flavorful bite. This early in the morning, I love it.
Listen, high protein breakfast is the way to go sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Which one you like better?
Damn, I'm gonna have to go with the Mexican style,
Mexican.
man. That was too delicious. The runny egg with the chorizo and all that.
There's nothing wrong with that one, everybody. There's nothing wrong with this one either, or this one. You?
That's a hard question. My winner is gonna be the Guga breakfast.
Hell yeah, Leo. I'm also with you. Steak is always better, everybody. It does not matter what you pick. Steak is good, everybody. But my second winner will probably be this one.
Oh, that doesn't count. You can't have a second winner.
My second winner would have been the pancake,
There you
man.
go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.